Hello and welcome everyone to Ed Talk TV, conversations worth having. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Boy, this weekend, we have a lot to talk about from this weekend. If this is your first time joining, welcome. My name is Ed and I am your business development and tech expert. Basically, that means that I help you show up, deliver, and engage here online. Today, we're going to talk about growing your audience, growing your presence online, and how you can get that engagement. Hey, Mindy, over on Facebook, we're also testing out again Instagram Live. So we're just making it fun for both platforms because you have to realize that once you get comfortable with one platform, you need to start branching out and try to get comfortable with another one because you're going to have some people that are on Facebook and you're going to have some people that are on Instagram. Some will cross over, some won't, and that's okay. So just always make sure to give them a heads up. Also, if you guys are new around here, this is a business tech this is a business talk show where we talk about business, tech, and the user experience. Hey, Paula, welcome. And so that is basically what we talk about. Anything goes. It's a talk show, so anything goes. On Facebook, I'm going to drop you guys a link here for those who are new. There's one link that gets you everything on Instagram. You guys have a link in the bio for me. So later after the show, you can just click my bio link, and that will have everything that I just shared with Facebook. Also, if you guys are new, let me just double check. Oh, I'm going to share that. See, I'm trying to get ahead of myself. I'm going to share that later with you guys. So Facebook family, we are testing out again. I say testing because it's just fun to say, but we're on live streaming on Instagram today as well. So they kind of get a different perspective from you guys, but they won't be able to see the screen sharing that we're going to do today. So just a heads up, just kind of throwing everything out there. How was your guys' weekend? Share with me in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, share with me. Let me know how did your weekend go. There was a lot of action going on this weekend, and we're going to talk about one of those things here in just a few minutes. For those of you who saw Coachella, and I actually haven't really gone in through all the news and all that stuff, but my whole feed yesterday was full of Beyonce, everyone talking about Beyonce's performance and stuff. We won't go too far into that, but I'm just curious if you watched it, what your take is on it. You don't have to love or hate Beyonce, you just need to understand icon. That's just the performance, and I haven't even seen the whole thing, but it's just the way she stands out and the way she goes about her performances. That is what we talk about a lot here on the show, is going through and understanding that it's about the user experience. And before I forget, be sure to share this out. You guys, I forget about that all the time. Even if you're just tuning in, make sure to say hello. Even if you're watching the replay, it matters. Trust me, not just because of the algorithm. I don't care about that. I care about you standing out. And part of that is starting right here by saying hello. Gigi on Instagram says, I watched it and it was fabulous. She is amazing. It's true. You guys, the parts that I've seen over there from the performance, somebody going, okay, let's just break it down. Before we get to the user experience part, let's just break it down real quick. So Paula says, loved Beyonce's epic performance. Okay, so you guys, let's break this down for a little bit. Again, love it or hate it, you got to be respecting it, okay? We all have to say, yes, I still respect that, no matter what. And Vicky says, you talking about me again, Ed? Yes. So when it comes to the performance, she went for 2 hours, you guys, from what I'm told. 2 hours performing. This show is an hour, and you guys see me all the time. I'm over here sipping on my water. I need it already. And we go for an hour, and that's engagement with you guys, which is awesome. She went for 2 hours singing and dancing and just moving across that stage. That by itself is a huge workout, and you have to understand, that's no joke. You are putting in the work. Remember, she's putting in all the work that we don't get to see. We don't know all the routines that she did. We don't know all the time that she spent. But it's just like entrepreneurship. When you think about it, it's just like entrepreneurship. You see the final product, right? Her performance, 2 hours, and you're like, wow. Now, we kind of know since it's Beyonce, we know it's not an overnight success, but we still forget all the work that goes into it. We don't get to see, the minute I saw all those people on stage, 50 plus for sure at one time, I am constantly thinking like, wow, that is like, you have to think about how many people you interact with on a daily basis, right? It could be your clients, it could be your customers, it could be your followers, whatever. Think about that interaction and how long or short that can be. And now times that by each person she had on stage. That is how you have to go through all that work. You have to train yourself. Well, you have to be trained. Then you have to train yourself. Then you have to train all those people, right? And of course you train, obviously, a team or whatever. Hey, Whitney, welcome. Whitney, don't forget I tagged you in something earlier, which we're going to talk about here soon. Paula says, yeah, I was tired just watching. Welcome, Instagram family. We're doing Ed Talk TV here on Facebook and Instagram live. So there you go. So I'll be jumping between the comments. And you guys, talking about, we're just getting started, talking about the performance from Beyonce. We'll switch over here in a second, but talking about that performance, like, she's doing all of that work. It's a lot of work when you go, when you simulcast, I don't know if that's the right word, but if you do 2 lives at the same time, going through each comment whilst trying to think. So please do not think that you need to be doing this right out the gate. That is not what this is about. Remember, we have worked our way up to this point, so now it's time to play. We're on episode 75 for those who are new or Instagram who's just learning about this. We're on episode 75. It's time to, test the waters on streaming elsewhere and seeing what else we can do with the show. So understand that when you go live for the first time, I don't want you to worry about being on 2 different platforms or more, or worrying about keeping up with the comments. Like, that's not your job. Your job, especially if you guys are new, these are my 3 core values. This is what you're going to get when you show up and when you work with me, is you show up and deliver and engage. Those are the 3 things that you are responsible for. The first 2 are the most important. Today we're going to talk about the third one. On Instagram, Vicky says, I'm off to a concert tomorrow and we'll be dancing about for a couple hours. For those who are new, Vicky is one of our UK viewers. We're international. This show is international, so heads up on that. It's awesome. Mindy says, got to get groceries and forgot headphones. That's okay. Put us on speaker. See, that's the cool thing, you guys, is that people will listen to the show. You don't have to watch it. You can listen to it. And then you can always catch the replay, and it's always on my blog. Hey, Aaron, next to lives at the same time, that is next level. I know, Aaron, we're trying. We're trying to take it, we're trying to help everyone out over here. That's what we're about. We're about, on Instagram, you guys will see this later on Facebook, but, it's about building community and not a following, if that makes sense to you. Build a community, not a following. That's what we've built here on Facebook, and that's what we're building here on Instagram, and that's what I built with the Hey Ed community, right? Is that I built the platform for you guys to connect and grow together, not only with me, but with each other. And that's the most important part. For those who are new, there'll be a link in the bio or in the comments on Facebook that takes you to the Hey Ed community where you can find out more info. But that helps you with business, tech, and just whatever you need in entrepreneurship. So anyway, talking about the performance again. So she does all this work we don't get to see, right? Which is good content for later. So here's the thing for you guys paying attention. You have to still do the work, right? You have to go through and do all of this work to get to a finished product, or at least a product that you can put out there. Now from there, what you need to realize is that during that time where you're doing the work, you need to make sure that you're documenting. That's the biggest thing. Like, you have to document all of this stuff. And do it from different perspectives. So like on Instagram right now, you guys are getting a different perspective than the fans, than my community over on Facebook. Facebook's getting a different perspective than you guys are here on Instagram. So it's just moving things around. Hey, Carol, and checking things and just testing. That's what it's about, is testing. Chrissy says, totally, and I connected even more with your challenge too. Perfect. I know. I can't wait. We're going to talk about... You guys, there's a new challenge out. I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's a new challenge. We're going to talk about it. It is like the best I've seen out there. Just saying. So when you think about all the hard work that you go through and that you have to do, you need to document all that stuff. Get a tripod right now. You guys will see this on my website. Actually, what's cool, So I cleaned up the tools page for you guys. So if you didn't know, I have a tools page where I have recommendations on equipment and like things that I use, programs. It's in the bio link, and it's on Facebook. It's in that one all link. So don't worry, I got you covered. But what's cool about it is I have that selfie stick tripod, which is what I'm using for Instagram right now to hold you guys up. So then I can be hands-free and still have the show behind you guys. So don't forget to share this out. So when we talk about doing the work, you have to do the work, you have to document it. Well, you don't have to, but it's worth your time to. Get a selfie stick, get a tripod, get whatever, and just document. It doesn't have to be the best quality. It doesn't have to have like all the bells and whistles. You don't need all this fancy equipment. You guys, do not go out and buy all this fancy equipment. You already have what you need in your pocket, in your hand right now. All you need is your phone, and it probably has a camera because we're in 2018 and you're watching me, so it has a camera, and internet. And then obviously a social media account, which Instagram obviously has one, and Facebook, you obviously have one. If you're watching me on my website, well, we'll get you one. So keep that in mind and understand, like, that's really all you need. Sure, you can get a cool mic, nice lighting, fancy, computer, whatever, but that's later. If anything, you don't need that right now. Just stick to the basics. So Beyonce's got the performance, right? She goes for 2 hours. We're impressed because that's 2 hours of like nonstop working out and talking and all of that stuff. She's also had to pay attention to all of the lighting, the show. Like, it's a whole experience. When you hear the name Beyonce, you know that you're going to get an experience. This is where that user experience ties in, what we talk about a lot. This is where you go and understand that this is what you need for your business, whether you're online or offline or both. Carol says, I'm new to all of this. When you say documenting, do you mean going live and posting? Great question. So Carol over on Instagram, you guys, asked about documenting, and if I'm talking about going live on live and posting. So here's the thing. Yes, you could do that. However, you don't have to give out all the goods. Like, sometimes it's nice to have a mix of things. But what you want to know is just document for yourself. So an example would be taking your phone and taking pictures. Like, some of you guys do stories. Some of you are doing regular Snapchats. Some of you guys are doing posts that could be your documentation. But especially on Instagram, when you do stories, it's kind of like that behind the scenes, right? Save those. There's an option in your settings, even on Facebook. There's an option in your settings to automatically save those stories. Because some of you, Facebook, you guys, we're still new with the stories, right? I mean, I'm not, but I know Facebook in general is new with the stories. So people are still trying to utilize them. But on Instagram, you guys, some of the stories you're putting out there, I'm like, dang, like those are impressive. And all I can say is, I sure hope that they're saving this, because that's good content. You can repurpose. So that's what I mean about documenting, is like whatever you can post if you want, whether it's a live, a story, or just a newsfeed post, or actually, I should say because you should do both. And you want to save stuff just to your device, just for later, because you don't know when you're going to use it. You guys, for instance, I've documented some of my stuff, like just in general. I've just documented things like, if I had another device right now, I would probably have it coming in from the side to document me talking to you guys, because that's a cool angle. And that would be fun for my reality show at some point, or whatever. So it's things like that you just never know where it's going to go, and you just have fun. Aaron on Facebook says, wasn't there a movie made recently that was filmed entirely with an iPhone? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. There's so much, you guys, just with an iPhone. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this before here live, but you guys, so I do photography sometimes on the side, and not so much now, but a lot before I did my own business. And I still do it a little bit. But anyway, I will shoot weddings, and no joke, like I have a regular long lens camera and stuff, but I will, because I have to, because appearances, you guys, if you see that, you're like, oh, this professional, yeah. It could be the crappiest camera ever. You wouldn't know. It's not, but you know what I'm saying. But I love shooting with my iPhone. I have an iPhone 7 Plus, and I love shooting with that, especially video. And I can get some of the dopest, if we're going to say that word, dopest stuff for you. Like, I never really used that word, so I don't know why that came to mind, but it did. Hey, Erica. Erica says on Facebook, Chalene Johnson filmed her most recent Pio infomercial all with her iPhone. Yeah, you guys, the power is in your pocket or in your hand right now. And that's what I want you to realize. Like, that's your camera. So like my example of the wedding photography, if I just showed up to your wedding as your videographer or your photographer and both, and you were paying me, because you would, I can't just show up with my iPhone, because you're going to look at me with a side eye and be like, we're paying this fool with his phone? I got 50 to 100 other people here with their phone that can do this. Yeah, but guess what? They don't have my eye. They don't have my creativity. So understand, like, that's where we're different, right? We all have our phones with us. iPhone, Android, doesn't matter. We have all of those. What we don't have, well, I don't know how let me rephrase that. What we have is a common ground, phones. Let's just say we all had the same phone. It doesn't matter. We all have different perspectives. We all have that creative eye that's going to be slightly different than everyone else. Could be very close to the same, but it's going to be slightly different. So understand that that's the same with business. Like, you could be doing the exact same thing as somebody else, but it's you that is different. And that's the perspective you have to bring in. So, just talking about that. So that's kind of where we detour just for a second, but it still ties in because we're talking about the performance for those just joining. Welcome to Ed Talk TV. So we're talking about Beyonce's performance, not getting too far into it, but just the outside perspective of 2 hours working out in front of thousands of people. I mean, it's just crazy. But you know that when you hear that name, that it's going to be an experience. You're going for an experience, for the show. It's not just a normal show. It's a big show. And as you can see from the footage online, that obviously it was. But it's that type of thing that you want to tie into your business. You want to do that both online and offline. You need to provide an experience. And it starts with your website, right? And so you really have to constantly fine tune that. Now, don't let this scare you and be like, oh, I don't have my website live because XYZ. I'm afraid, somebody's going to judge me on it, or it's live, but it looks like crap and I don't promote it. Like, it doesn't matter. You got to get it live. And then from there, what you're going to do is fine tune it. You guys, my official website has been up for over 3 years. It has changed so much over time and so nice now compared to what it used to be, because less is more. To the point, what do you need? Boom, here it is. You need more contact. Like, that's it. And if you're just getting started, you don't need to have all the bells and whistles on it. You need a homepage, hopefully an about page, but that could also be on your homepage depending on how new you are to the game, and a contact. That's it. Sometimes you might only have one page, which is your homepage, and you have who you are, what you do, and your contact. I don't care. Have something. People need to be able to connect with you. Aaron Miller on Facebook. Yeah, Aaron's site went live today, so definitely excited about that. Make sure, Aaron, on Facebook to pop the link in there whenever you want. So anyway, that's what you want to understand, is that it's all ties into that experience, and that's what's going to grow. That's today's topic, is talking about, growing your audience. What did I put? I don't even remember the name. See, I was going to try to be sly and just go with it, but I forget. How to increase audience engagement on social media. So part of that is providing an experience. Now, those here on Instagram, and if you guys Facebook friends, if you've seen my Instagram profile, listen. Are you ready for this? I am not trying to make my profile the greatest gift to Instagram world. Meaning it doesn't have a theme. I mean, it sort of does, but it's not like what you would think of when you think Instagram profiles, and how it has to be like every photo needs to look very similar / with the same color frame and filters and all. It's not like that. I just don't want to put in that time. I want to just share what comes to me like I do on Facebook, because that's just me. Am I trying to clean up my act on Instagram? Sure, of course. Always trying to fine tune and see what works, and see if I can kind of fit into some groove. I don't want to say mold, but groove that works over there. But for me, I'm not trying to spend all that time on there when I could just do content like this. If that makes sense. So you have to find what works for you and where you're at, and test that. Whitney says, mine is up only because of the show. Yeah, so for those who are new, Whitney on Facebook, she, because of Ed Talk TV, this talk show, she pushed her site live because we had a challenge and she mentioned something and we were like, do it. And she put it live. And you guys, she was holding back on us. She was holding back. Her site is good. I was like, I had to do its own Facebook Live on my personal profile about it because it was so good. And I was just like, what? It's crazy. Kristen said, I started sharing my stories after I finally figured it out and saved the story. Nice. Kristen said that on Instagram. Awesome. Yeah, starting to love Instagram. Yeah, I got a love-hate relationship just because of, like, there's a lot of spam on Instagram. But, I'm trying to get past that. We're trying to mend our relationship. It's like we just can't get away from each other, so we might as well try to make it work. Anyway, so that's what you got to think about. Now, when it comes to the user experience, and I say user experience because that goes across the board for anything, whether you have a store in person or if you're online only, like there's an experience we all go through and we have to understand that. But first, water. See, I don't know how well she trained for it, but Beyonce did that on stage because I would be like, anybody got a Camelback or something that I can like pop in instead of the mic? It'd be like drinking my water, So anyway, for when it comes to the experience and like increasing your audience engagement, tell me, even if you're watching the replay, doesn't matter which platform, are you guys having trouble with getting your audience to engage? Let's just start there. Let's just start right there first. So even if you're watching the replay, let me know. And I want you to tell me too, because chances are you're on multiple platforms. And I know you're not all going to be like great on every one of them because we can't do that. It's not possible for us to all be great on all the platforms. So I'll just put that out there. But tell me, are you having decent engagement with your audience? Yes or no? And if not, what platform do you not see that happening on? For example, I will say with Facebook, what usually happens is Facebook business pages will say, hey, I don't have a whole lot of engagement going on. I post, but I don't have a whole lot of engagement going on. So that would be an example. Jennifer on Facebook says, oh, I hopped on at the right time. Yes, Jennifer, yes, you did. So real quick recap of that question is, if what platform are you experiencing the most engagement, and what platform are you not experiencing it as much as you would like on there? And it could be the same platform that you're on right now. That's fine. But I'm just curious, even if you're watching the replay, to mention that. Now, when it comes to the engagement, you have to test. I will tell you right now, are you ready? Like if you learn nothing else from me today, which I'm sure you learned a lot, but if you learn nothing else from me today, understand that there is no right or wrong answer to increasing your engagement. There's really not. I mean, to be honest, because everyone is going to be different, every situation is going to be different, and you really have to take a look at what you're doing and what you want to be doing and what you've tried doing, and like really jump in there. And sometimes you're not going to be able to, most of the time, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. That's where you hire somebody. And we all do, myself included. But that's where you hire somebody to help you out. Kristen on Instagram says, my Facebook business page. Kristen, let me ask you, are you active on your Facebook business page? And active, if you are, let me know, how many times are you posting a day? I'm just curious. Facebook says, Chrissy says, yes, Facebook. Interesting, Chrissy. I wouldn't think that Facebook would be the one that you would mention. Oh, you're probably saying Facebook's the one that you get the most engagement on. I would guess that on it for Chrissy. Jennifer says, I practically gave up on my Facebook page. No! Jennifer, don't give up on the page, because I feel like I'm talking to the wind. IG, I get way more engagement. Interesting. Jennifer on Facebook, what are you doing on Instagram that makes you feel like you're getting more engagement there? I want to know. That would be interesting to know. Vicky says Facebook is better, but because of daily networking. Yes. So Vicky on Facebook says daily networking for her helps, and that's for her Facebook. But I would guess the same would happen for those who are like Instagram, all about Instagram, because daily networking is definitely going to help anybody on any network. I'll tell you that right now. Aaron on Facebook says, I have very little engagement on my Facebook business page. Okay. Jennifer says on Facebook, but I think I went live like you every day, I would get more. Yes. So, okay. So we're making some connections. See, I see you guys. Krista on Instagram says, I am just getting started. I have gone live twice and posting 2 to 3 times a day. I'm live. A week. Okay, cool. That's good. That's nice. I like that. Going live on Facebook, we can all agree and know that that is key to getting engagement. That's just key. That is what Facebook wants. Instagram's going to be a little different, but Facebook right now wants live video. That's what you have to give it if you want to get any engagement without having to pay for it. So for instance, I don't have any paid ads on Instagram, Facebook, or Google ads. Like I don't pay for any ads. All my stuff is organic, which is why you might come to one of my profiles and be like, this guy's got low numbers in terms of followers. That's because I'm not about that life. Like I'm about the engagement. And you'll see that I have the most engagement going on, especially on Facebook, because that's where I put all my time and energy. So understand, like, don't worry about those numbers. Those numbers don't mean anything. They can, and they can get you to certain gigs, if you will. But when you are trying to build your portfolio, your profiles, and you're trying to build your community, those numbers mean nothing because it's about the engagement. And a lot of times, I hate to break it to you guys, but especially on Instagram, a lot of the times those numbers are totally inaccurate. Most of them are spam/bot followers, and yeah, that's where my love-hate relationship comes in. Let's see. Kristen says on Instagram, doing polls on IG seems to get more engagement, but not doing it too much. But you're testing and you're making note of what's working. There you go. Now on Facebook, you could try testing that and seeing how that goes for you too. Chrissy on Facebook says yes, for Facebook being the one. Jennifer says, I'm trying to hang on to Facebook. I post the same amount on both platforms and quickly noticed IG followers and engagement likes was way more. Yes, Jennifer, let me read the other one. Jennifer says, yeah, the followers are not my focus, but getting the comments and engagement is where the quality is. Yes, that is what we're always going for. The comments. Remember, the magic happens in the comments. And hopefully most of them are going to be real people and not bots. And then she feels like I actually have an audience. Yeah, so here's the thing, you guys. We all know that we want that instant like, that instant love, that instant follow, that instant comment, which means the engagement. And we want it all the time, like all the time. But what we have to remember is that that takes time. That takes a lot of time. You know, if you've ever tried doing, like Vicky said, daily networking, you know that it takes a lot of time. You have to find the post, you have to read it, you have to comment, you have to engage, you have to do follow-ups. Like, it's fun, and you should be doing this, and it doesn't, once you get into it, it doesn't take that much time at all, but it's a lot of work when you pile it on top of everything else you're doing. So you have to understand that there's all these different things. Jennifer says on Facebook, bots get the boot. Yeah, exactly. Peace. Chrissy says it takes time to build. It really does, and that's what we all tend to forget, and we have to understand that. So now, let's dive in now, because that's where we're talking about. We're talking about building a community, building that engagement among our audience, and not worrying about who we don't have yet, but worrying about the ones that we do have, and really diving deep with them, and just really going through and checking in with them. So Instagram family, you won't be able to see this because I have to screen share, but I'll do that in just a second for Facebook. But what's interesting, and Kristen on Instagram says, how do you know they're bots? So there's a lot of computer programs for Instagram that can just go in and create accounts and automatically like your stuff. So sometimes when you post right away, you get a like or a comment, and it's kind of a weird comment. Those are bots that are going through and finding things based off of computer stuff in the background. Sometimes it's a hashtag, sometimes it's just the time of day, whatever. I mean, there's so many different ways to go about it. But there's a lot of bots. And then the big thing on Instagram is you can buy your followers, which really sucks because you wouldn't buy your friends. Well, I hope you wouldn't. So it's hard. It's really hard for someone like me because I'm like, it's not a real number. It's not real. You can have 1 million followers, but if no one's actually your target market and no one's actually engaging with you, then what does it mean? It means nothing. Aaron on Facebook says, I really only want people on my page who want to be there, just like in real life. Exactly, Aaron. Well said. That's exactly my thing. Chrissy says, what are the bots for? Bots are just there. They're just to create that illusion. You know, it's a business. You guys, it's a business. People pay a lot of money for buying followers because they want that magic number. You know, they want that 1 million followers. They know that it's going to take forever for them to get there, and that they don't want to make the time to actually sit there and engage. You know, I'm reading, I don't have it up here, but I'm reading, as you probably have seen in my posts lately, Gary Vee's Crushing It. And he talks about, you know, you literally are sitting there, like he's telling you to go in and 6 to 7 hours a day on Instagram and just start engaging with people. 6 to 7 hours a day. That's almost a full-time job, right? If you were to do that 5 days a week and for almost 8 hours, how many of you are willing to do that? Probably not a lot because you're trying to do everything else, right? So then when you see somebody come up and say, hey, you know, how about we get you that magic number for $200, $1,500, like whatever, you know, that's appealing for some people, and they will take that deal because that cuts their time down. So it's a business. That's all I can say. It's a business. Jennifer on Facebook says bots try to get you to click on their profile so you can go like their page. Exactly. It's all a like for like type thing among other things. It's just weird. So let's transition into the new challenge. Have you guys heard about this challenge? Like, this is crazy. Okay, so we've seen the crazy challenges. We've seen where you eat lemons. We've seen where, I mean, there's so many, but we've seen the most recent one, which was the Tide Pod challenge. I have no idea how that ever became a thing. It's just weird and it's dangerous, and I just don't get it. And then the latest one, prior to this one I'm going to talk about, is the condom snorting challenge, which I don't understand, like, who even thought that was a good idea either, and how people can, it's so weird. So now, finally, there's a challenge that's clean, safe, and having a lot of fun. Like, people are having so much fun with this. And Jennifer on Facebook says, singing in the shower. Yes. So it's called the hashtag Shower Challenge Go. You can find that on Instagram and Facebook, but Facebook does have more videos than Instagram right now. I think on Instagram there's only 2 because it just started yesterday. We're going to talk about it here in a second, and I'll show you guys on Facebook here in a second. Chrissy says on Facebook, such a great challenge. My daughter loved it so much. Yeah. So you guys, it's really interesting. This challenge is taken on its own life, which is awesome. That's what they're supposed to do, right? And it started out as just you being able to sing in the shower. You're fully clothed, no water. Like you literally just go into your shower, take the shower head, put on a song. Like there's this app called music.ly, and it's free and it's easy to use. And then also you can lip sing basically, so you don't actually have to sing because you guys don't want to hear me sing. And so when you do that, you can actually post that on Facebook or Instagram without getting flagged because of their rights and stuff to the music. So do that instead of trying to do it through a live broadcast or through just the radio. You don't want to go that route because Facebook will flag you. Instagram will probably flag you. And then they mute you and it's not as good. But anyway, so the challenge is, it's super simple. All you do is you record yourself singing in the shower, fully clothed, no water. You just hop in and you just do a little thing. It's like, it could be a 15-second. Some people are doing like 5 minutes, you guys. It's awesome. Some people are bringing in their families. Like Chrissy on Facebook had her kids and, well, Chrissy and then a few others. They brought in their kids into it, which was super cool, and being able to just have fun. And it's taken off. There's about a couple handfuls almost now, I think, of the videos going around. So here's the details. First, let me see. Chrissy on Facebook says, my daughter knew the app and taught/joined in. Yeah, so the app, here's the interesting thing, you guys. Well, I'll talk about the app in a second. Cheryl on Instagram says, how much time do you spend on each platform, Ed? For me, to be honest, I don't time it anymore. I'm on Facebook almost all day long. I will tell you that, especially because part of my Hey Ed community, part of it is on Facebook. The other part's on my website. So I spend a lot of time in there. And then on Instagram, I do mostly stories. So it's just a few minutes here and there for Instagram. But Facebook is where I've invested a lot. So this hashtag shower challenge go. Let me just tell you the big overview real quick, and then we'll dive into a little bit further into it. So the challenge started because 2 people had posted themselves singing in the shower at a friend's house. So it was one friend's house, and they at different times they were singing in the shower just to be funny, right? So then I see the video, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, I should do that. And so I wanted to, take it to the next level and do the lip singing because I was not about to try to be singing myself. And then I decided, why not try that music.ly app? Because that's what Gary Vee's talked about a lot, and it's kind of a younger crowd on there in terms of who's using the app, which is probably why you haven't heard of it much. But it's pretty cool, some of the stuff that you can do on there. And I've only used it just for this recording, but I was impressed with what they have for filters and options for singing and all this stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out. Now, here's the cool thing. So I took the app and I was like, you know what? Let's just do this. Like, why not? Why not? It's part of that whole show up, deliver, and engage, and just create that content and just have fun with it. So it was Sunday. It was decent weather outside. It's not so much today. And I was listening to the music and I was like, you know what? Let's do this. So I hop into the shower. I grab the shower head. It's removable. And I was like, I just started singing and used that app. And then I posted it and I was like, you know what? Let's take this and make it a challenge. Let's see what happens. So I created the hashtag shower challenge go, all one word. And like I said, on Facebook, you can see more videos there than on Instagram at the moment until you get in there and start doing it. If you're on both platforms, I urge you to post on both platforms. But here's how it goes. All you have to do is go into the shower, no water, fully clothed, and you can use that app, or Dubsmash is another one. That's another app you could use. But those ones will help you so that you don't get flagged for using music on Facebook or Instagram. And then what happens is you can actually go in to pick whatever song you want, and then you basically lip sing. Or some people have done real singing, which is awesome. And then you just go and you just record yourself. It doesn't have to be anything long, 15 seconds. Some people, like I said, did 5 minutes almost. It's awesome. You can go by yourself. You can have your friends, your kids, your husband, your wife, whatever. Like it's just a fun challenge that's actually safe and cool to do. So I want everyone to go do this and share this broadcast out and tag somebody to get them to do it, because it is fun and it gets you out of your comfort zone and it just makes you feel good. Like literally, I'm browsing through the feed. I want you to do this afterwards. I'll share the link with you guys Let me see real quick on Facebook. Jennifer says, was that your first time using the music app? Yes, it was. It was my first time using that app, Jennifer. She says, you're a natural. What can I say? What can I say? If I know the song, I can get down. Jennifer says, emphasis on fully clothed. Yeah, you guys, I wanted to make sure, because when you hear shower challenge, anybody can interpret that differently, right? Everyone interprets that differently. So I thought, let me make sure to say fully clothed, no water, because I don't want any accidents, and just run with it. Aaron Miller and Whitney on Facebook, I'm waiting to see yours. Aaron says, I like how you have to keep clarifying the no water, fully clothed part. I just like to make sure we're all good. Although I am waiting for an epic performance of somebody taking it to the next level. I'll just leave it there. Keeping it clean. Chrissy says it was so much fun on Facebook. Yeah, Erica had so much fun too. Yep, she said it made for a fun Sunday. The interaction on my profile was awesome. Chrissy, yes, exactly. That's what we're going to get to here, you guys. Paula, it was so much fun. I'll redo using one of the other apps. Yes, go for it, Paula. So yeah, I want you guys, all of you after this, to tell somebody and ask them to do it. Share this out with them if you want. There's copy and paste information on my profile, whatever you want. Just do it. It's fun. It helps you. So here's the thing. This is the beauty of it. It really helps you. And Aaron brings up a good point. Aaron says, I'm not doing this until I clean my shower. Listen, that came up yesterday. The way you shoot, you can be up close. Like, you guys don't have to, we don't need to be seeing everything. I mean, you can barely see like my head and shoulders, which I should have tagged them and been like, hey, promo, what? That's a song too. What? I forget. That's like super old. Anyway, so you have that, like, whatever, and you'll see some of the videos. Some, you have the lighting the way it is, so you can't see nothing besides the face. Like, it's just fun. Some are in PJs, some have their hair up. Vicky, I saw that one. That was good. But it's just so much fun. As you can see on my face, if you're watching, you might be listening, so you can watch this later. But as you can see, like, I am constantly still looking at it, and I'm like, this is super cool. Like, everyone is having fun with this, and they're bringing in their family members. It makes quality time. Even if it's only for 15 seconds, it's still quality time, because it's a little bit longer when you're actually doing it, but when you're watching it. Eric on Facebook says, my shower needs scrubbing bubbles badly. I know, we're all about that hard water stains. We all know. But Paula says, Aaron, I did it in my daughter's shower. There, see? There you go. But the whole point is just to have fun and to get out there. So now let me break down this challenge a little bit. Like, let me just dissect it a little bit. I think that's the right way to go about that. So after I start seeing all these videos and people are tagging me, because I say, use the hashtag so it's easy to find. Oh, you have to make sure your post is public, by the way. Your post has to be public. That's important because if you're not friends with somebody, they won't be able to see it. So it does have to be public, and you have to use the hashtag shower challenge go, all one word. But what's interesting about it is after a few started coming in, I started seeing this and I'm like, oh, this is fun. People are starting to connect with each other. The engagement is crazy, you guys, on the different posts throughout yesterday, from everyone's videos, those posts, to just my random one, to my Facebook Live. Like, when you look at the engagement in the comments, you'll be blown away. It's like, what? This is awesome. People are connecting with each other. They're getting people involved. Paula, I think, was the one who had her son, if I'm not mistaken. Paula had her son hanging out, recording her, and she did the whole shower curtain to the side and got singing. Like, it was awesome. He had a hard time not laughing, but you know what? Guess what? He learned how to shoot a video that went viral. Well, you know what I mean. And so it's just one of those things that everyone's learning something and everyone's showing up, right? You guys are showing up right now. And it breaks you out of your comfort zone. Because I wouldn't have done that by myself a few years ago, because I was shy, and I'm not, now I'm more comfortable with live broadcasting. Not that was live, but I'm more comfortable on camera. I'm seeing a lot of you guys come out of your comfort zone. You're like, I'm not about being on camera. But guess what? You did it. and it's awesome. And so seeing that come alive and seeing the growth, and then having you guys participate with other people in conversations and supporting each other, like that's community. That's what's up. And that's what's interesting and really awesome. Vicky says, I'm having tech issues. You keep freezing. Oh, sorry, Vicky. Hopefully it's just you. Chrissy says, it really is. My friends are doing it and everyone getting involved in the comments. Yeah, it's so good for that engagement factor and really being able to help you grow your community and being able to know that it's not just the challenge, right? Like that's what started it. It's what you bring to the table. It's what you sing. It's what you dance. And then here, let me break this down because this is what came to mind afterwards, after everything started to kick off, because I didn't realize this at the beginning. I was just like, oh, this will be fun. Let's just do it. So then I'm sitting on the couch last night. I'm thinking about all this stuff, and I'm thinking about you guys, and I'm just like, I'm so impressed. I mean, I feel like a rock star because I'm like, people are doing something that I had fun with, and I just put out there. Like, it's super cool. And so you're thinking there, and you're like, okay, but now my brain's like, what? There's symbolic meaning behind all this stuff. So here's the crazy thing. I started thinking about it. I was like, there's meaning behind all of this. It's a challenge, so that's good, and you tag people, so that's how everything gets connected, just like the ice bucket challenges and all that stuff. So you have fun with it, but break it down. Where's it taking place? In the shower. Why is the shower significant? Anybody? I'm going to get a drink of water, so I'm going to let that for comments, even if you're watching the replay. Why is the shower significant? What does that mean? What does that represent for us? Chrissy on Facebook says, you're a rock star. Thanks, Chrissy. Thank you. But what does the shower mean to you? It doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's only the place where you get clean. I don't know. I think of the shower as the spot where we get usually our best ideas. Chrissy on Facebook, yes, private room in the house. Chances are it's the only place where you actually get quiet time, or at least alone time. All you got to do is pull the curtain. Bye. They may still be yapping. I know some of you guys are parents and you got the kids and they're probably still in the bathroom. Yap, yap, yap. But you pull the curtain. Bye. And now you're in this narrow space where you're like, well, some of you guys might have a big space. I don't know. Mine's narrow. And then you're just like, I'm hot water, cold water, depending on temperature outside, and you just go with it, right? And so the shower is where you actually have the ideas, the alone time. Like it's just a thinking time. So that's where I started breaking down this challenge, and I was like, okay, that's cool. That's representation. Erica says acoustics, candid authenticity. I might talk to myself in there, not that I don't elsewhere. Yeah, it's where we start playing out ideas. We start talking to ourselves. We're like, are we crazy? No. Okay, we're just talking because this is what we need to do for now. But it means something. So when you go there, Cheryl on Instagram, it's music.ly. So that's the app that you guys can use for the challenge, music.ly. And if you put that in as a URL for the website, it will take you right there. Or you can search the App Store for it. And so music.ly. So you have the shower, where the best ideas usually come. Then you have music. Doesn't matter if you're singing or if you're lip singing. Music inspires us. It's the one thing that will uplift us. It brings us, yes, Cheryl, perfect, exactly, on Instagram. Music is what, it makes us feel good. It brings us to life over and over. It's when we can cut loose and just be us. I mean, how many of you guys, don't be shy, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys can hear that one song and I don't care how shy you are ready to just, hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Yep, get it, right? Even if you're in the grocery store. You might not bust it out like that, but you start, boop, boop, shoulders. You might be like, hey, right? So it's something that happens. And so it's one of those things like You have shower with good ideas. You have the music, which makes you feel good. And it inspires you. It makes other people feel good. And so bringing those together and then bringing you and your unique perspective and what you bring to the table. Kristen on Instagram was like, uh-oh, get it, Ed. You guys, listen. I know Instagram Live, this is new, but this is how we do the show on Facebook sometimes. So, and we're feeling it today because this is a good challenge. It makes us all feel good. So that's why I'm bringing it to the table. It's one of those things like, it's more than just a challenge. You break it down and you start thinking about it and you're like, oh, I get it. It really is, Even if you think it's not for you, it is. Do it. It's fun. And then it creates that engagement. And guess what? I just created content for you. Yeah. You don't have to worry about content today. You literally just go create it and post that with the hashtag #ShowerChallengeGo and make sure it's public. Boom, you're done. And then I want you to come back and tell me, tag me, whatever. You tell me how it went for you. Tell me how it felt when you were recording it. Tell me how, these are just ideas for you. You don't have to tell me all of these things. I love it if you did, but you don't have to. My main point here is that once you put this out there, I want you to let me know, how was the audience engagement? Was it something, people don't expect that from me. Well, you might now, especially on Facebook, you might now expect that from me, with my dancing moves and stuff, but I still don't post that publicly a lot. Mostly it's in my stories. So when you see something like that, you're like, oh, he's a normal guy. Actually, he's a cool guy. He's actually doing this. I didn't expect that. That's a nice change. Let me hit him up in the comments. That's what happens, and that's what creates that audience engagement. That's what's going to get you to engage with people and have that conversation. So really know that that's what you need to do. I won't even screen share on Facebook. You're fine. You can go look at it. I will copy the link for you guys on Facebook. Instagram I can't copy because it's I can't. I'm on the computer over here. Here, not there. But on Instagram you can just search #ShowerChallengeGo. Instagram only has a couple videos right now until you start busting them out. Facebook is where all the videos are at right now. So those of you who have Facebook video up, you might want to post it on Instagram, especially if you have more people on Instagram, so that way you can connect with them. But it's just a fun way to break you out, just to try something different. Get that engagement going. Really just connect with your community members and really see what happens. And a lot of you guys have done this with family members, which is fun. Makes it cool, and everyone's smiling. And look, you guys, look. This is real. It's a little bit of fake because I'm trying to do it real big for you on the camera. But you can see that I am really excited still. And it's just super cool. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and who you tag and get them to do. Because it's going to make everyone feel good. That's just what it is. It's a feel-good challenge. And we all need that right now. So Aaron on Facebook says, I really need to do some lives or at least post video in general. Aaron, I got you right now. Shower challenge tonight. There's your first video. Because remember, you guys, video is what is going to be ranked higher priority for your posts. And when you have a fun video that has you, especially a different side of you, come out, you get more engagement. What happens with that engagement? People get to notice you, and then they're like, hey, I need to follow them more. Or what you'll notice, this happens a lot on Facebook. I don't know about the Instagram algorithm with this part, but on Facebook, the more you start it happens on Instagram too, but I should say this. On Facebook, what I noticed yesterday is I would just like somebody's post because they tagged me in their video. So I like it, and now my newsfeed started bringing up more of their content, which I didn't see before. See where I'm going? See? You put out something good and of service and of value, you're going to get something back. So work with me, work with the algorithm here, work with each other, make everyone else feel good. Help each other out. Because teamwork equals success. We can't do this by ourselves. We have to be there for each other. So really notice that. Cheryl on Instagram says, that's brilliant. I love it. I love it. So that's what, hey, Ebony, welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So that's what I want you guys, Chrissy on Facebook says, you are lit up. You guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how many people we get in on this challenge. The more the merrier, of course, because I want to see every single video. No kidding. I would love to just do that all day long. But I need your help. I need you guys to do it and share with people. But yeah, it lights me up because I get to see people that I may not normally see. I get to see new people that maybe I've only seen in comments or their profile picture. And I get to see their personality a little bit. I can see the fun that they have. And I can see the feelings, the warm-hearted feelings that they get when they do something like this. It breaks them out. It has them do something different. So that to me is payment. Like, that's huge. So I want to see that, and I want you guys to tag me, and I want you to do that. So Instagram, Instagram, you know what I can do? For the bio, I can actually, because I have a link in my bio, which Facebook, you guys have that in there. Paula on Facebook says they are pretty entertaining. They really are. They're really entertaining. I am going to try to do this for Instagram people. Well, and I mean, Facebook, you'll have it too. But let me go to my Facebook profile. So here's the thing, what I'm thinking. I'm going to think out loud. Bye, Cheryl. Thanks so much. Have a good day. She's leaving on Instagram. Here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get the link to my post, my original post for you guys, and I'm going to add it to my main link, which is in my bio and in the comments on Facebook. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that after the show here, and what I want to leave you with, so I'll do that after this, and then I'll post it in there. But you guys have my link, so it's good. I love it. I'm pulling up my feed, and all I see is, I see Vicky, and I see Chrissy. I see all these people posting their videos. It makes my day. So I'm going to leave you guys, but I want you guys to know everything you need is either on Instagram in my bio link or Facebook in the comments. There's the link there. All the stuff is there for you, whether you want free stuff like tools and resources, they're there. You want to work with me, it's there. You want to join the Hey Ed community or at least learn about it, boom, it's there. You can join my email list. It's there. All that stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining, and I'm so excited. And go out there and do the hashtag shower challenge go. And I will post a link added to the blog there. Well, to whatever. I just messed that up, but I'll add to my links there for you. All right, guys. Facebook, I'm going to leave you with this. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place.